This is a lot brighter than when I usually podcast. How's it going, everybody? So, it looks like tonight there's not going to be a podcast from the Rad Batch. Just a lot going on with the four of us. Mostly me with a crazy work schedule, and Stacy with some pet issues. So, we're not going to be podcasting tonight, which means probably doesn't look good for this week. But since we're not podcasting, I wanted to, on my way home, yes, I'm driving, try not to look at you guys too much. Stuck in traffic anyways, but on my home, I wanted to hit a couple of the things from this week and just give you guys my thoughts. Don't know if you care, but hey, why not? So, last week on the pod, we discussed a ton of Star Wars and Marvel news, and we talked about how excited we were for Disney Plus Day. Disney Plus Day came and went, and there was nothing from Star Wars. I mean, they dropped online. The only thing that they dropped on Star Wars Day, other than the making of the Boba Fett, not even making of, it's like a history of Boba Fett documentary that's like 21 minutes, which that was cool because, hey, I'm in it, and a lot of other Mandos that we know are actually in it. In the very beginning, there's like a huge shot from Celebration Orlando of all the Mandalorians, like when we did our big group photo for the Mercs. So there's like a ton of me and my friends in that. So I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool. We're briefly in a Disney Plus documentary. So that was fun. That was like the start of Disney Plus Day. So I thought, man, this is gonna be a good day. Like, we're gonna get Star Wars news. Like, I'm in a Disney Plus documentary. Like, off to a great start. And then Disney Plus Day actually started going, and it was really weird. So, like, I know a lot of people online thought, like, this was going to be, like, an event. Like, DC had Fandom, or, like, other, you know, IPs have had streams where they announce stuff on stream, and they have people come on stage and stuff like that. This wasn't going to be like that at all, which a lot of people were confused about. It was literally just them dropping new trailers and information and pictures and stuff on their Twitter feed, which is, for me, who is on Twitter a lot, and Twitter's my favorite social media outlet, was cool. But for people, like, I know a lot of people who don't have Twitter, don't like Twitter, don't use Twitter, so just sort of odd that that's what they go through. And I guess, like, the other outlets eventually pick it up, like all of the trades pick it up and report on it. So, like, eventually it gets somewhere, but just odd that they just dropped stuff on Twitter. And they started doing it at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, which for once, the Pacific, the West Coaster was getting kind of like screwed out of something. Was funny to me, but they started dropping at 9 a.m. It's just like, you know, they hit Disney stuff and animated stuff, and then they got some Marvel stuff, and Marvel confirmed more than they did announce new stuff. It was like a lot of confirmation of stuff we already knew that they had talked about previously or announced previously, but they did show a couple new things, and they dropped some teasers inside like a 15-minute long Marvel preview video for Disney Plus. They dropped 3 little teasers for new shows, live action shows, and Star Wars didn't do anything except for that Boba Fett history doc, and then they dropped, like, it's not, like, people are calling it a sizzle reel, but it's not even really a sizzle reel about Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's just Ewan and Deborah Chow talking for a couple seconds, and then, like, some concept art images. And a whole lot of people online have said that this is what they showed investors, like, way back, like, not quite a year ago, but way back. They showed this in investors called to some people, and, like, that's all they gave us. That was it. And that was not the plan at all for Disney Plus Day. Like, Disney Plus Day ended up being Disney Plus Morning. Like, it was over in like 2.5, 3 hours, and there was barely any Star Wars, which was not the plan. Like, some people I trust online, like, there's 3 or 4 people who I know I can get good Star Wars information from online, and all of those people were saying, hey, like, this wasn't the plan. Star Wars pulled off for some reason. Like, they know for sure, like, these people that I trust know for sure, there's a finished Kenobi trailer, there's an Andor sizzle reel, there's a tease for Bad Batch Season 2, and then there were rumors of one or two other things being announced / teased. So, like, the fact that we didn't get any of that is crazy. Like, Disney Plus Day kind of a fail. Like, they marketed it as new Star Wars news and releases and stuff like that. Like, you can go, if you follow, like, if you have any subscriptions to like any Star Wars stuff, then I'm sure you get your StarWars.com emails like I do. And even that morning while it was going on, like, they sent an email saying tune in to Disney Plus Day for new announcements, releases, and information. And it's like, yeah, like, people were screenshotting that and then posting it later like, am I a joke to you? Like, because I don't know what happened, what changed, but they didn't drop anything for Disney Plus Day as far as Star Wars, and it was really disappointing. Like, I was like, yeah, it sucked. So that's what I got on Disney Plus Day. I honestly didn't even really get that excited for the Marvel stuff on Disney Plus Day. I know a whole lot of people are excited that they're bringing back the animated X-Men show from 1997. That's cool. Like, I've never seen that show, but I know, like, a whole lot of my friends were like, love it and are really amped about that. So that was cool. But yeah, Disney Plus Day kind of sucked for Star Wars. And I just saw today that I think D23, the Disney conference, is this weekend, and already some of the trades and sites are reporting don't expect anything Star Wars. Like, trailers, releases, don't expect anything. So who knows? Now maybe they say that, maybe we'll get it. Like, who knows? But honestly, at this point, I don't expect anything out of LFL's marketing. It's awful. Like, we've been over that on the past. I feel like every podcast we go on a rant about Lucasfilm's marketing and how poor it is. Every podcast. So they're just continuing to trend that way. And I'm going to roll that into another discussion that we might have had on the podcast, which is, at what point do we start to shift some of the blame for how poorly Lucasfilm markets their products to Kathleen Kennedy? Because I feel like for a while, a lot of us have been sort of like shying away from criticizing Kathy at all. Because for a long time, the only people criticizing her online were just trolls. Like, people who were mad about the sequel trilogy, trolls, people who were misogynist, like, all that stuff. But, like, it's kind of getting to the point now where, like, okay, she's the CEO of Lucasfilm. Like, at some point, like, the bad stuff has to roll towards her. I don't know. It was a discussion a couple of us had this week, and, like, we don't feel great about it, but at some point, like, she has to have a part in this marketing strategy stuff, because that's her job, is to make them money, to make Lucasfilm and Disney money, and man, their marketing is awful. So anyways, we had that discussion and we thought about possibly bringing it up on the podcast, and then like 2 days ago, like, rumors started to leak out that Kathleen had signed like another 3-year contract to remain on as CEO of Lucasfilm, which, I mean, I don't know. She's made them a boatload of money with the stuff that they've made, and, like, you have to give her credit as much as you have to criticize her, because without her, things like The Mandalorian wouldn't be happening either, or, you know, Dave and John having a big role in Star Wars. So, like, she gets that credit, but I don't know. The marketing stuff is just getting really ridiculous. Like, it's just so poorly done, when across the hall at Marvel, they're crushing it. They're announcing all kinds of projects. They're treating their fans like adults who can handle more than one story at once, which it's like Star Wars refuses to do. So anyways, Kathy got a new contract supposedly, which good for her. Hopefully she can turn around some of their marketing strategy and start showing off their stuff instead of, it's like we're still doing the JJ mystery box thing. Like, hopefully that'll change soon and she can get them on the right track with that. But so yeah, that's my Disney Plus Day thoughts. And then I'm sure we were gonna hit on the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, which came out last night. The second trailer came out last night, and was really cool. They didn't show the other Spideys, which it's the worst kept secret in Hollywood that the other Spideys are in this movie. And I totally get that they're not going to show them in the trailer because it ruins the big moment part of the movie. I totally get that. But, like, if you just are on social media at all, you know that the other Spider-Men are in that movie already. Like, why not market it with like just a short little clip of them, or even like a voice tease from one of those actors to hype up like the masses even more and like get even more casuals to get butts and seats for that movie. Because before COVID, like, that's $1 billion movie easy. Like, Spider-Man is the most popular superhero in the world. That's like not debatable. Like, I'm not saying he's the best superhero. Like, he's the most popular superhero, most well-known superhero in the world. Like, that's easily $1 billion movie before COVID. But now, post-COVID, not so much. Like, I would be doing everything in my power to market that movie as much as I possibly could. So I'm a little surprised that they didn't tease the other Spideys more. But the trailer was really good still, looks fantastic. They showed off all the villains, well, 5 of them we know of, and they all looked great. Jamie Foxx looks way cooler as Electro this go around, like they changed up his get up. Doc Ock still looks good, he looks like he's got upgraded arms. Yeah, just everything looks good. Goblin's got new armor. Yeah, just the villains look fantastic. The trailer's real good. Doctor Strange is very sassy in this trailer. I don't know what to do with that. Like, not that he's not a little sassy in general, but I don't know. I almost wonder if, like, because we're playing around with some multiverse stuff here, like, there's something else going on with Doctor Strange that we don't realize yet. But it was a good trailer. I just was a little tiny disappointed we didn't get to see the other Spideys. But we know they're coming. Like, some of those leaked photos are now confirmed, because, like, if you just look through the trailers and the scenes where Spidey is fighting the villains, like, those leaked photos are from those same sets. Like, so, yeah. So, that movie's gonna be huge. I hope it's like the first giant movie since COVID. Because I know COVID's not over, but, like, I hope that it does well at the box office, because it's movie theater only. So I know a lot of people have started to go back to the theaters, or are trying to go at least to theaters, during times when there's not that many people there. So hopefully it does really well at the box office, and we can get back to having giant movie theater experiences again. So that was the 2 main things from the week that I think we were going to talk about on the pod. I don't know. I think that's it. I'm sorry we couldn't all get together this week, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I don't look like one of those crazy weirdos yelling in their truck at their phone. One of those crazy conservative weirdos who gets mad at their phone in their truck when they want to talk about stuff. But yeah, I just have a crazy schedule right now, which is weird. I'm finally working days again, and my schedule's worse now than it was on nights. But and then just, some stuff going on with the other members. We just couldn't make it happen this week. So hopefully we'll be back next week, and we can all talk about these things. But I figured, why not talk about it a little bit myself. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully we see you soon for another podcast.